From downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Thanks for joining us here on the special edition of 4 News Now. I'm Jordan Smith, and we'll begin tonight with news of yet another motorcycle crash in our region. Take a look at this video here. You can see the scary moment when a truck hits the back of a motorcycle on I-90 eastbound, causing that biker to be thrown from his motorcycle and into the middle of the road. Marked on your screen here is exactly where that crash happened, east of Liberty Lake on I-90. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yard spoke with a member of the riding community and has the story of why so many of them have decided to put their bikes away for the season.
I just don't feel safe on the road. I've seen a lot of wrecks, a lot.
For the biking community in Spokane, this past week has been tragic.
I've lost a few buddies the past couple of days. I've lost multiple buddies last year. I hope not to lose any more friends.
Vasia is the president of the Spokane Riders Group. He preferred to not give his last name. He recently decided to stop riding his motorcycle, something that has been his passion for almost 2 decades.
It feels horrible. Like it's like having your dream car that you can't drive.
This crash happened at a memorial ride. In this video, you can see the rider get struck and fly off his motorcycle and into the middle of the road. Right now, I'm in a driver's seat of a truck that is very similar to the one that hit a biker earlier today. And you can see how hard it is at this height to actually see the bike, which, if I move my camera, you can see is actually right in front of me.
You know, is a rider okay? That was my first thing. You know, if a rider goes down, that's the first thing I check on.
Those were Vasia's first thoughts after hearing about this morning's crash. This morning's memorial ride was for a biker who passed away on Wednesday in a deadly crash, one of 3 that came from this week alone. Riding has become more dangerous in recent years. For many in our community, it has meant putting aside their passions, a painful choice, but one that for those like Vasia had to be made.
There's a lot of us that already put them away because people want to live, man. We have families. We have kids.
Vasia encourages you to be cautious of bikers on the road and always to avoid distractions. Reporting in Spokane, Alexandra Cohen-Yards, 4 News Now.
A really good reminder there, Alexandra. Thanks for that. And we'll turn to a construction project in Spokane Valley, which will close part of the I-90 eastbound off-ramp to Sullivan. The Indiana Avenue section of the off-ramp will close starting on Monday. It's expected to last 6 weeks while crews repave the road. Drivers will be directed to Sullivan Road, where city crews say they'll be able to turn right onto Indiana. Also during this time, Indiana will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction to the east of the Sullivan intersection. Well, it was a little bit chilly this morning, but luckily that won't last terribly long. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here to tell us exactly when these warmer temperatures will return this week. Matt?
Yeah, for many places, the first frost. For some, the first freeze of the season last night. We got one more chilly night, and then things really start to warm up out there. Take a look at the next 7 days with your low temperatures. Gardeners, after tonight, we're all good. We are good to go. You won't have to worry about chilly temperatures or frost or a freeze for a long time, because look how warm things are going to be getting, over 10 degrees above our average by the time we get to Wednesday. So yeah, there's going to be some summer vibes out here just a few days from now. As for tonight, we do think temperatures are going to be just slightly warmer than they were last night, than they were this morning. And so Spokane and Coeur d'Alene no longer under a frost advisory. However, the Palouse, the North Idaho Panhandle under a frost advisory, and a freeze warning is still continuing for places from Deer Park in northern Spokane County all the way up to the U.S.-Canada border in northeastern Washington. So if you're in those areas, continue to keep those sensitive plants in check here. We're expecting a lot of those places I just mentioned to get into that 35 to 37 degree temperature range. That means right down to the ground, we're getting close to freezing, and we have that potential for killing frost. Here are some of those lows that we are expecting tonight. Right on the borderline for Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint in the upper 30s. Same for St. Mary's. We're going to see more upper 30s across the Palouse region as well. Pullman, actually one of the warmer spots in the Palouse tonight, and freezing conditions in Colville for a second night. I'll take a little bit more of a detailed look at who's going to get the chilliest tonight. Plus, we've got to talk about that return to summer temperatures coming up in your full forecast.
Thanks, Matt. Well, former Washington Governor Dan Evans died yesterday at the age of 98. The Republican was elected governor of the Evergreen State in 1965 and held the seat for 3 terms. He grew up in Seattle and attended the University of Washington. Evans also served as Washington Senator from 1983 to 1989. Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson, the Democratic candidate for Washington's current governor race, released a statement which reads in part, quote, Evans was more than a senator, governor, and civic leader. He was a Washingtonian, always putting the people, places, and institutions of his state ahead of a political party and personal ambition. You can find Ferguson's full statement and more on Dan Evans' achievements on our website, kxly.com. Well, an emotional day for those who worked the Daybell murders case, even neighbors and friends of the Woodcock family. Just yesterday, the Chad Daybell house was demolished. This was the house where the bodies of Tylee and JJ were found over 4 years ago. Those close to the case say that the removal of the house is one step closer to closure.
My feelings were relief. Finally, this is closure, what this community needs.
I stepped in the hole with this foot and I fell down.
This is Ursula Bannister recounting a scary moment from her hike. The 79-year-old broke her leg in 3 places during a solo hike to High Rock Lookout on the west side of the state. Luckily, U.S. Air Force Airman First Class Troy May had been at the lookout and came to the rescue. He ended up putting Ursula on his back, carrying her 1.5 miles down to the parking lot where he and his companions drove her to the hospital. And May says he just did what anyone would do.
There's many people that could have done it, but it just happened to be in the right time to do it that day.
May's actions were worthy of an Air Force Achievement Medal. Bannister says she feels grateful and encouraged by this act of kindness. She thinks her heroes prevented her from suffering worse injuries. The Secret Service investigation offering new details into the security lapses ahead of the July 13th assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. ABC's Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas has the latest.
This morning, a disturbing new internal report from the Secret Service about the Butler assassination attempt against former President Trump, revealing, quote, multiple operation and communication failures. The damning assessment also concluding, quote, a lack of diligence by agency personnel, a stunning admission.
There was complacency on the part of others that led to a breach of security protocols.
Among the most glaring failures, the Secret Service did not have proper coordination with local police. They never came up with a plan to secure that roof, which had a direct line of sight to where former President Trump was speaking.
So there was a lack of clarity that that roof should be secure, period, full stop.
There was discussion about how the roof was going to be secured, and I think what it came back to is we should have challenged how that mechanism was being implemented, meaning we should have been more direct.
Another utter breakdown. Key Secret Service personnel could not hear radio traffic revealing the local police's search for a man acting suspiciously. And the Secret Service never heard in real time when the suspect was identified with a gun on that roof.
That vital piece of information was not relayed over the Secret Service radio network.
The Secret Service director is vowing employees involved in the Butler rally who failed to meet standards will be held accountable, noting that the agency has, quote, a robust table of penalties. Pierre Thomas, ABC News, Washington.
And we'll have more on former President Trump as well as Vice President Kamala Harris coming up. The updates from the campaign trail and an extended invitation from CNN for another presidential debate. Plus, tomorrow is officially the first day of fall, and we'll show you the events and festivals happening all over the Spokane area where you can celebrate the new season.
And it is cool and comfortable around the inland northwest. A little bit of cloud cover tonight, likely keeping our temperatures at least a little warm for now. But we've got plenty of time to cool things off, and we'll be seeing temperatures close to freezing again in some parts of the region. We'll show you your temperatures that we're expecting tonight, and more on that big warm up on the way.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Are you a pour-over purist? At Numerica, you'll find money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
My name's Matt Dillon. I'm the marshal.
Memorable Westerns.
That's what we've been looking for.
Watch weekdays on MeTV 4.2.
I'm a real wild one.
Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for just $369 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
What's all this?
You said it was a recovery day. I got my yoga mat, foam roller, electrolytes, and protein bars. The whole setup.
Refrigerant recovery, Ben. We're recovering the refrigerant to fix the heat pump.
Oh, right. I knew that. Want a protein bar?
Get a free heat pump with every furnace purchase at Bill's Heating and AC while supplies last. Call now.
Electrolyte?
Ben, take the robe off.
During the More Furniture Labor Day event, as temperatures continue to rise, prices continue to drop. Visit More Furniture today and cool down with red-hot deals on this fall's newest arrivals. As our holiday event continues, prices continue to drop just in time for fall holiday entertaining. Right now, you can take a full 60 months to pay with absolutely no interest and no money down. Or for cash purchases, we'll subtract the tax. Visit your local More Furniture showroom today for the best selection.
If you stopped working due to an injury or health issue, are you aware that you may qualify for Social Security disability? Hello, I'm Eric Pinar, and it's important to file your claim in a timely manner. So give us a call so you can get the benefits you deserve.
Well, it is officially time to say hello to fall. The autumnal equinox is tomorrow, September 22nd, which marks the official start of the fall season. There are only 2 times each year when the Earth's axis is neither tilted toward or away from the sun, so the length of day and night will be exactly equal tomorrow. So that's pretty interesting right there, Matt. In the meantime, it's about time to have a rake handy in the coming weeks here as
things are going to change before you know it.
Yeah, it's going to look pretty, but it's going to be on the ground here pretty soon, I would think.
I don't want to think about raking
Keep you
leaves
busy
yet.
here.
Oh, goodness.
No, let's enjoy the fall.
Let's talk more about the equinox. Let's start off fall on a positive note here. So, officially, the equinox at 5:43 a.m. here, Pacific Daylight. It will keep on tilted away here in the northern half of the planet from the sun through the winter solstice, December 21st. So, you know, we just earlier in the week was our last 7 p.m. sunset till something like March or something. So you can definitely tell those days getting a lot shorter. And that's opened the door for those cooler temperatures. We certainly saw that last night. Had some folks in Blanchard, Idaho, tell us about their temperatures at their house, 27 degrees. It was cold in many places this morning by September standards. So another freeze warning tonight. Deer Park, Newport, Springdale, Colville, Medellin Falls, Cusick, all going to be right in that freezing range. Areas around Priest Lake as well. You're going to be looking out for some chilly temperatures. Here's a kind of what we expect. So Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, kind of on the edge of frost here, but Newport, 33 in Coolin, 32 for Chewelah. Just below freezing, as you mentioned there, about 30 to 31 in Colville. Northport a little warmer at 37. In Cheleum, 41. Republic down to 36. We'll be in the 40s in Spokane and in Coeur d'Alene, but we'll see some upper 30s in some of those more sheltered valleys or higher benches around town. So if you covered your plants last night, make sure you keep doing that. 38 in Moscow, right on the borderline there as well. St. Mary's, 36, 37. We'll see some low 40s and upper 30s along Highway 195. On the Washington side of the Palouse, much warmer as you work your way downhill towards places like Ephrata and Connell, where we'll be in the mid-40s and tropical by comparison. Here, as I mentioned, most of the I-90 corridor sitting in those low 30s, but there you go. You could see those cooler temperatures in those higher benches that I mentioned beforehand. Now, what about the daytime hours? Once we get past the cool temperatures tonight, things start to get a lot warmer a lot faster. So 40s for the start of your morning hours, and most of us will be awake. Then we're up into the 50s. We will be a little bit cloudier tomorrow. Weather system's trying to push across the mountains, but it's not going to get there. It's not powerful enough, and so we will see a little bit more cloud cover than we did today. Temperatures will also be a little bit warmer as well, so instead of spending most of our afternoon in the upper 60s, we'll spend most of our afternoon in the 70s. We'll also see things get a little bit breezier for the afternoon as well. We'll even hit 80 degrees in Lewiston. We'll be pretty close around places like Moses Lake, Grand Coulee, and Omak. It'll be our farewell to the frost this morning as that big warm-up I mentioned is on its way. By Wednesday, we are going to be feeling like summer. It'll be a balmy 85 degrees. We'll see the winds pick up. We'll have a chance for some rain, I believe, as we head into Wednesday night. And then look how quickly things go back to fall weather. Highs in the upper 60s by the time we get to Friday. So we're on the fall roller coaster right in time for the start of the season, Jordan.
Well said. A warm entrance for fall. Matt, thanks for that. But sooner or later, those leaves, they're going to start changing color. And in this week's Air 4 Adventure, we're taking you to Latah County for a sneak peek at the incredible views that you can look forward to at the University of Idaho's Arboretum. Let's go for a ride on the Air 4 drone.
We are at the University of Idaho Arboretum and Botanical Garden, owner of the University of Idaho campus, started in 1982. The most amazing thing about this place is that it is all a gift to the University of Idaho. It was all done with donations, and it was all done with relatively small donations, a little at a time. So I think the idealistic goal would be to try to grow essentially every possible plant that would be hardy in this climate. And of course, that's impossible, but we do have a pretty wide range of plants here. We have over 17,000 documented plants in the Arboretum. There's over 1,100 different species. The fall foliage is pretty spectacular. We have collections of particular Eastern North American hardwoods. The maples and the oaks are pretty spectacular, but there's a whole range of other things that color. We start with fall color in the middle of September, and it'll run into early November. Lots of classes use the Arboretum. Generally, pretty much any time the weather's decent enough for classes to be out here, I'll see a class or two every day. Primary purposes of the Arboretum is to provide a place with some solitude and hopefully some beauty for people to assemble and enjoy. There is lots of gold and some silver out here, and if you look really closely, you can even find some black.
Well, the Spokane Valley Festival kicked off last night with the Hearts of Gold parade on Sprague, but don't worry, there's still time to join in on the fun. The rest of this weekend includes everything from cultural performances to car shows. Valley Fest spans the entirety of Marabou Point Park to Marabou Springs and into the Center Place Event Center. And the Green Bluff Fall Harvest Festival is also back for the season. So for weekends starting today through October, there will be pumpkin patches and corn mazes galore. Each farm has its own fun events going on, from live music to food and drinks and farm playgrounds for the kids. You'll want to check out our website for a link to all the farms participating this year on KXLY.com. And here's something you should know if you're planning on apple picking at one of the farms at Green Bluff. Our changing climate is putting some apples at risk. This year, apples from Michigan to Maryland are ripening 1 to 2 weeks earlier than usual, triggering a premature start to apple picking season.
We have two things happening. One is the heat this summer, which essentially sped up the ripening of the fruit that was on the tree. We also are finding bloom is starting earlier, so the clock starts early.
So to combat this, a team of researchers at the University of Maryland are developing hybrids that are more heat and disease resilient to keep apples around for future generations. Well, still to come here after the break, we are well into election season and on the campaign trail. Former President Trump is saying it's too late to do another debate. We'll have the latest on the race to the White House when we come back. And big changes may be coming to a movie theater near you. How this will change your viewing experience, that story also still ahead.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Check in on the new Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We've just completed a major expansion, adding more amenities to elevate your guest experience to new heights.
So, what are you waiting for?
Monday on Good Morning Northwest, big changes in Post Falls after a student was hit on his way to school. The new traffic enforcement plan and how it will keep kids safe. Watch our live coverage Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
Watch KXLY Plus over the air on KXLY ABC4. Live updates, breaking news, weather every 10 minutes from the 4 News Now team. Get up to date on the information you need in just an hour. Weekdays at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. over the air on KXLY ABC4.
Luxurious Karastan flooring. The flooring you need to live beautifully. With the National Karastan Month Savings with Style event, you'll receive free carpet cushion with purchase of Karastan carpet, or a free Karastan area rug with purchase of Karastan hard surface flooring. Live beautifully, save beautifully with Karastan. At Sandpoint Furniture, Carpet One, Floor and Home.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Our story began with my dad becoming forgetful, that then morphed into an Alzheimer's diagnosis. And at the same time, my mom had Parkinson's. I want the best for my parents because they wanted the best for me. I think if I had WACARES, I would have had a different reality. There's a little less pressure, a lot less fear. WACARES and your ability to take it to another state is huge.
Elevate your game day at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. The area's largest sportsbook is your VIP seat on the 50-yard line with massive HD screens and live betting. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
The Kelly Clarkson Show. It's a new season.
Weekdays at 2.
Former President Trump returned to the key battleground state of North Carolina on Saturday for a rally. Vice President Kamala Harris not making any campaign appearances on Saturday, but did post on X that she accepted an invitation for a CNN debate against Trump. But he has declined the invite, saying it's too late to debate. Here's ABC's Chuck Siverson with the details.
Donald Trump traveled to Wilmington, North Carolina on Saturday, a key battleground state where he leaned into his message to women voters.
Women will be happy, healthy, confident, and free. You will no longer be thinking about abortion because it is now where it always had to be, with the states and with the vote of the people.
The former president not mentioning his party's nominee for governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson. Robinson has denied he made a series of racist and inflammatory posts, which were detailed in a recent CNN report. CNN saying he made the comments between 2008 and 2012 on a pornographic website, including one where he reportedly called himself a, quote, Black Nazi. ABC News has not independently confirmed the reporting. Amid controversy, Robinson hosted a meet and greet event in Fayetteville.
We're going to focus on the issues that you are concerned with. While everybody else wants to focus on the garbage and the trash and trying to disperse people.
Vice President Harris's running mate, Governor Tim Walz in Pennsylvania, another critical battleground state, insinuating Donald Trump is no different than Robinson.
Let's not pretend that there's a gradual difference between the folks that are running here, that they're running together.
Trump's running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, visiting a farm in Leesport, Pennsylvania, where he took aim at Harris.
We are not going to let Kamala Harris forget that she opened the border, that she went to war with the police, that she tried to ban fracking, and she is fired on November the 5th.
The vice president posting on X Saturday that she has accepted an offer from CNN for a second presidential debate against Donald Trump on October 23rd, less than 2 weeks before Election Day. Trump responding.
She's done one debate, I've done two. It's too late to do another. I'd love to in many ways, but it's too late.
The former president saying it's too late because voting has already started. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
A new poll from Cascade PBS and Elway Poll found that younger voters are more optimistic about this election, but they're less likely to vote compared to other age groups. Take a look at this graph here. You can see that people between 18 and 35, only 63% of those surveyed said that they're likely to vote in November. And that's a pretty big difference compared to those 65 and older, with 92% saying that they'll be voting. Young voters were also asked which issues matter the most to them as they vote for things like governor. And here are the top 3 responses. The economy taking the top spot, followed by housing, with one person writing, like a lot of millennials, I think owning a home is a long shot dream at this point, but eventually I would love to own a home. And to see which candidate younger voters are leaning towards, you can look for the story on KXLY.com. And there still is time to register for the election. Here are some dates you're going to want to remember. Here in Washington, you have until the 28th to register by mail or online. You can also register to vote in person on Election Day. Over in Idaho, you have until October 11th to register by mail or online. And in the Gem State, you can also register in person the day of the election. Again, that date is October 11th. Stick around. 4 News Now will be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Starting at $3.99, you can get one, make it a double, or go for 3 delicious patties. Go as big as you want with my Bonus Jack combo starting at $3.99. Now you can say you're loving it and actually mean it. At Jack, every bite's a big deal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Bounce from one doctor to the next. Does it have to be like this?
At Kaiser Permanente, we have a different kind of health care.
So, how did you like that?
Where all of us work together for all that is you.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value, plus no monthly payments for 90 days. See your local GMC dealer.
When you live in the beautiful Northwest, there's nothing better than spending time on your deck. And nobody knows decking better than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop for wood.
From the early evening cocktails to the backyard barbecues, your deck is the most fun place to be. And during Windsor Plywood's end of the season decking sale, there's a lot of great discounts now.
Windsor Plywood.
With 2 locations in Spokane.
MASH is a must.
What more do you want?
It's MASH CTV on MeTV.
See what you started?
It's 2 full hours of MASH C laughs.
What about rank? Can I help it if I'm not as rank as you?
Weeknights beginning at 6 on MeTV 4.2.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Revamp your laundry space with GE's top-of-the-line front-load laundry machine, each for just $749. Designed to deliver exceptional cleaning power and efficiency. With features like the ultra-fresh vent system with odor block, microban antimicrobial technology to help prevent the growth of odor-causing bacteria. Say goodbye to musty smells and hello to fresh, clean laundry. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
Not to name names, but most burger places don't even sell tacos. Meanwhile, I've got my new bacony $3 mummy wrapped monster taco and 2 original monster tacos for just $3. Take notes, Ronald. Oops, I named names.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
Welcome back. Theaters are making a new effort to get you back into the seats, and it has some companies thinking outside the box. ABC's Will Gans has been looking into it.
We have to jump! You crazy, man! I ain't jumping!
If you've ever watched Rush Hour 2 and wished you could join in on those high-flying, zip-lining adventures, well, now you can. Maybe not on the big screen, but near it. Zip lines, ropes courses, and pickleball courts are set to come to movie theaters across the country as part of a $2.2 billion investment to bring back that movie theater. Oh, what was it, Nicole?
We come to this place for magic.
With box office totals down 13% year over year, theater owners need consumer spending habits at the movies to change.
trying to make sure that families can stick around for longer while they're at the movies.
To really differentiate that when you go to the theater, you're going to see it and hear it in a different way than you would if you were just watching from your couch.
Exactly. On a bigger screen with really high quality sound is just an experience that you really can't replicate at home.
The 8 biggest theater chains in the United States announcing a plan to modernize and upgrade more than 21,000 screens over the next 3 years, all in an effort to get people off their couches at home and into the plush, upgraded theater setting.
Concession stands will be, modernized and upgraded, and then on into the auditorium where you'll have the best projection, the best sound, comfortable seats of all different types.
Plus upgraded dining options to avoid any Elaine Bennis-inspired popcorn problems.
Do you want butter? Is it real butter? It's butter flavoring. Yeah, well, what is it made of? It's yellow.
Well, still coming here on this special edition of 4 News Now. A new program lets kids bike to school. And we spoke to the mother behind this operation, which aims to keep kids stretching their legs and to help them gain some independence.
And temperatures are cooling off nicely. It'll be another crisp night around the inland northwest. We'll show you how cool it will get and the summer-like temperatures that are on the way for later this week. Coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
When it's time to choose the right products for your new kitchen or bathroom, Ferguson Showroom Consultants are here to help. With the expertise to navigate even the most complex projects, our team will advise you on the latest products and innovative new features. We'll take care of the details so you can make the best choices for your home. At Ferguson, your project is our priority. Visit your local Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery to shop the best selection of brands like Thermador.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value, plus no monthly payments for 90 days.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
Now at Northern Quest, Thursdays are almost Fridays. So clock out any Thursday and let nothing stand in the way of your early weekend. Enjoy $4 mixed drinks from Brown Family Spirits, 4 for $4 wings at Easton Epic, $4 mini nachos at Qdoba, and a $4 burger at Fat Burger. Plus, free mystery rewards just for showing up. Almost Fridays, every Thursday at Northern Quest. Details at northernquest.com.
How would you like a quality, reliable new ride? Well, this month, the new Findlay Downtown Honda store on 3rd Avenue is loaded with great options to choose from. From the best-selling Honda Accords to the new sporty Honda HR-V SUVs, the new Findlay Downtown Honda store is offering hot buys on some of the best vehicles made today. So stop settling for less and graduate up to a better Honda for you. And stop by the new Findlay Honda Superstore today.
Do you have an upcoming Social Security disability hearing? It's not enough to tell the judge that you can't work. I'm Eric Pinar. An experienced attorney can help you present your case and clarify complicated decisions. For over 25 years, we have helped people win their Social Security disability benefits. If you're disabled and cannot work, give yourself a chance. At Pinar Law, we've got your back, and there's no fee unless you win. So give us a call for your free consultation today.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Well, thanks for staying with us here on the special edition of 4 News Now. We've officially turned the corner from summer into fall, but Matt Gray is here to tell us that this weather is actually warming up as we start fall.
Or have we?
Yeah.
Or have
right.
we? I tell you what, it certainly felt like fall this weekend. First official day of fall equinox is tomorrow, and we're on a warming trend. So we've already bottomed out. Coolest weather was this morning. We are going to get back down into the 30s and 40s in many areas tonight. Here is Spokane right now, 58 degrees. Pretty comfortable out there. We'll be in the 40s after midnight and stay there, ending up in the low 40s in the early morning hours. In other places, it will get considerably chillier. We are likely going to be down around freezing again from Deer Park to Colville to Medellin Falls. Another freeze warning is in effect through 8 a.m. So all those sensitive plants and other vegetation that you covered last night, you need to cover it again. We'll be right on the edge of frost for Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint, the Silver Valley, St. Mary's, and into Pullman and Moscow as well tonight with those temperatures. 37's right about the magic number for frost. As you can see, we're going to be right on the line in many of those areas that I just mentioned. And then it's back to summer. Break out the shorts and the flip-flops. I'll show you for how long coming up.
All right, Matt. Hey, thanks for that. Well, hey, riding the bus can be a lot of fun, but imagine biking it. A new program in West Central is letting kids do just that. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yarts was at the kickoff event and has the details on this unique new program.
The Bike Bus is a new program that lets kids ride their bikes together, both to and back from school with a volunteer supervisor. And the turnout at today's kickoff event clearly shows the excitement that this community has for this program.
Every day of the school week, kids in West Central can now hop on the Bike Bus. Barb Stubing was the brains behind the operation. Her dream of having a bike bus started long ago, while noticing how much her kids loved biking to school.
I feel like it's a great way to get kids going in the morning. My own kids, you know, it was really important for them to have some exercise before they got to school.
At today's kickoff event, kids had the opportunity to get their bikes checked and fixed. Many also walked away with a free bike, helmet, and lock. Tisha McMillan and her kids were quick to make the trip over to Holmes Elementary for the event. Today, her kids, like many others, got their first bike. For her, the most special part of the program is how it makes kids feel included.
It's a whole nother kind of club for the kids and a piece of inclusion before school even starts with kids around their neighborhood. So it's just another positive influence that they bring to the community.
But it's not just about the exercise. The Bike Bus also aims to help kids feel more independent, a lesson Stubing's kids learned on their bike rides to school.
You know, they weren't counting on me for rides to absolutely everywhere when they were, 10, 11, 12 years old.
This is the program's first year, and those involved are excited to see it grow.
Hopefully in the future we can build it so big that we just take up the road every morning and everybody knows what it is because, oh, there's the bike bus going by. So.
And if you would like to get your child riding with the Bike Bus, you can find all the information on how to do so on our website at kxly.com. Reporting in West Central, Alexandra Cohen-Yarts, 4 News Now.
Well, tracking a developing story tonight, a North Idaho man was arrested in Spokane on Wednesday for several charges related to a 5-year cold case. Ray Allison Burwanger was last seen in Kelso Lake in the home of now murder suspect Jordan Law. Law was her former boyfriend and has been a person of interest since she disappeared 5 years ago. Law was taken into custody by the U.S. Marshal Service on Wednesday and indicted by a Bonner County grand jury for the disappearance of Burwanger. On your screen here, you can see the charges he's facing. They include second-degree murder, falsifying a record, and destruction of evidence. According to a press release from the Bonner County Sheriff's Office, he's also facing 2 separate counts of rape related to an additional victim that was discovered during this investigation. In 2019, Law was arrested for using Burwanger's bank card to withdraw a little over $1,000. And since then, a confidential informant told the Bonner County Sheriff's Department that the fugitive surfaced recently in Oregon. Law was then traced back to Spokane. A fugitive task force from Bonner County set up surveillance around several addresses, and Law was found and arrested at a house where he had familial ties. That was on Hawthorne Street in North Spokane, shown here just 50 miles from where Burwanger was last seen in Kelso Lake. This is according to the U.S. Marshal's chief deputy from the Idaho District, Daryl Spencer, who supervises the arrest team.
We had suspected he would hit one of those previous addresses based on the likelihood of fugitive movement subsequent to such a violent crime, and we happened to be right. We ran into him.
And these pictures are from Law's arrest on Wednesday. He was taken down right in front of the U-Haul truck that he was packing up. U.S. Marshal Service says he did not resist arrest. We're still waiting to learn more information on this investigation from the Bonner County Sheriff's Office, and we'll continue to update you as we learn more. You'll find more details on this case on KXLY.com. In Seattle, Climate Pledge Arena will pay close to $500,000 in penalties and refunds over hidden fees. According to the Attorney General's office, over a 5-month period last year, The arena allegedly added a 3% surcharge without telling customers, which violates the Consumer Protection Act. According to the Attorney General's office, the surcharge was applied to over 183,000 transactions, bringing in about $162,000. According to the settlement, anyone impacted that has already filed a claim will receive a $10 payment for the inconvenience. After the break here, we'll take a look at the fall temperatures that you can expect this week. It should warm up here, and of course, the Washington State Cougars, they might be sleeping in after last night's double overtime thriller in Pullman. Sydney Berger has the highlights and the post-game coverage from that big win coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Huddle up for big wins at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We're kicking off September with your chance to win up to $5,000 cash every Saturday. 56 Sun Club members will score a touchdown with a chance to win big. Elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino.
Which is better, Honda or Toyota? Well, the Honda Accord and CR-V both made the Car and Driver 10 Best list. Camry and RAV4 did not. In fact, when it comes to the 10 Best, no one comes close to Honda, the only company to make every single 10 Best list. That means Honda's not just better, it's the best. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda CR-V with 2.9% APR financing. So for big deals on America's best brand, see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
You even remember to water the house plants. I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
During the More Furniture Labor Day event, as temperatures continue to rise, prices continue to drop. Visit More Furniture today and cool down with red-hot deals on this fall's newest arrivals. As our holiday event continues, prices continue to drop just in time for fall holiday entertaining. Right now, you can take a full 60 months to pay with absolutely no interest and no money down. Or for cash purchases, we'll subtract the tax. Visit your local More Furniture showroom today for the best selection.
I want you to know where I stand on abortion.
Where Dave Reichert stands is clear. He spent over a decade working to take away abortion rights. In Congress, Reichert repeatedly voted for a national abortion ban and against exceptions, and time after time voted to defund Planned Parenthood. Now, Reichert says as governor, he'll work toward unraveling protections for abortion access here. Reichert is really wrong for Washington.
Elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. Our expanded gaming floor now features over 900 of your favorite slots, plus all new table games. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here. It's a new season of Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekdays at 9 a.m.
I still didn't believe it. I said, okay, you have to describe them to me, because it was so overwhelming that this could be true.
Okay, so you're watching one woman's reaction to a pretty remarkable story. This couple from California brought their cats on a camping trip to Yellowstone. One cat named Rainbow went missing, but turned up at a different Californian doorstep nearly a month later. A microchip scan allowed the cat to be reunited with its owners, who still don't know how he managed to travel almost 800 miles back home. Cats are a wild breed, man.
Wow.
You've got a cat, I've got one. I just can't imagine just...
They're unique little critters, aren't they?
800 miles just hitchhiked back home. I mean, I don't know how else they could have got there. It's amazing.
You know what? Persistent meow can get you some places.
Get you a long way, yeah.
I guess that's the moral of the story. All right, let's talk about your weather. I do a little bit better storytelling than that, I hope. Farewell to frost after tonight as we go back towards a bit of a summer vibe in the inland northwest. It's going to be cloudy and mild for Sunday. A big warm-up, though, is on its way, and we're really going to be feeling it in just a couple of days from now. Now, the cloudy weather is because there is a weather system trying to push its way across the mountains here tonight. You can see some of that rain over on the BC coast, trying to get into the BC interior. All it's going to bring to us as our winds kind of turn a little bit, or at least our upper level winds try to turn to out of the north tomorrow, is going to be a little bit of cloud cover. We have seen some high clouds from time to time today. It's going to be a little bit cloudier tomorrow, a little bit gloomier. A reminder that fall, well, is here, and fall weather is going to be right around the corner before you know it. Here's your forecast for tomorrow. Really looking like a beautiful day. We're in the rain shadow. We're not going to see any wet weather. Temperatures be in the 50s as we head towards 11 o'clock, 60s around lunchtime, 70s for the afternoon. It is going to be a little bit warmer than it was today, as well end up in the mid-70s with a little bit of breeziness for the afternoon. Your highs, pretty warm in some spots. 78 for Omak, 79 in Moses Lake, 80 in Lewiston. So it's all fairly above our normal for this point in the year. A little bit closer to normal in Spokane at 74, 73 in Coeur d'Alene. So slowly but surely starting to see things rise up from our kind of bottoming out, which was today. So you see that weather system there, right? There it is, the rain coming into BC. Boom, gets pushed out of the way. Strong high pressure comes into the western United States, and we are back to summer, folks. By the time we get to Monday, you will notice that it is very sunny and it's starting to really beat down. We'll peak with the heat on Wednesday. That's when our next round of cool air comes in. Mostly we're going to get rain shadowed out here, but we'll have an opportunity for a little bit of moisture to come across the mountains. And so I've added in at least a small chance of rain for the end of the day on Wednesday. And this may end up being pretty important the way things are going in the extended forecast, where it looks like all the way into the first week of October, more likely than not, we are going to be staying dry. So beautiful fall weather, but we could really use some of that rain as drought continues to spread across the inland northwest. Look at those temperatures on Wednesday. That's flip-flop weather. Upper 50s in the morning, mid 80s. In the afternoon, you know we're going to see some upper 80s. We may even get close to 90 in places like the Tri-Cities. And then a fast cool down. By Friday, we're only in the upper 60s as that cooler air rushes on in. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I started taking care of my mom about 5 months ago. She has dementia, and then being newly diagnosed with lung cancer, my mom was unable to stay in her home. Balancing work and caregiving has been a struggle. Knowing that Wall Cares will be available relieves a lot of stress. Having access to those funds would have helped so much, financially and mentally, because life is unpredictable. Wall Cares moves with you, even if you move out of Washington.
I'm Gene Bates. In 2001, the Coeur d'Alene tribe chose me to design and build their golf course, which eventually became Circling Raven.
We wanted to preserve the aesthetics of the area, and we had a great number of architects that responded to us. Gene Bates, of course, was one of them.
Everybody pointed across US 95 and said, you know, that's where we have visions of the golf course being laid out and built. I didn't see anything interesting over there.
Well, Gene was really the only architect to take the golf course out over the railroad tracks.
And so I thought, let's take a walk through that area and see what the potential may be. I did. It was like, wow. The diversity of the land was very unusual and favorable for designing a golf course on.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value, plus no monthly payments for 90 days.
ShopDaveSmith.com.
There are those who factor and those who don't. Nothing this good comes this easy.
Except Factor.
Fresh, never frozen meals, ready in 2 minutes.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Well, if the Washington State Cougars kept you up past your bedtime last night, you aren't alone. But after 4 hours of a nail-biting double overtime Friday night win on the Palouse, Cougs could comfortably lay their heads on their pillows. Of course, after their heart rate came back to normal. By no means was this the cleanest game Washington State has played, but we hear it from Jake Dickert time and time again. It's about how his team responds when things don't go their way, and boy, was it a wild ride. Washington State went into the fourth quarter down 2 touchdowns, 38-24, with just 15 minutes left of football to play, or so they thought. Coming right out of the gate, John Mateer is going to keep it himself right up the center. That play leads to a 13-yard touchdown reception by Kyle Williams. Now 38-31. Mateer looking again, finds Josh Meredith along the sideline. Meredith will jog it in for the touchdown. Dean Janikowski is going to miss that extra point, so it's going to be 38-37. A Dylan Payne rushing touchdown puts the Cougs up by 5, but San Jose State gets one more touchdown, and now it's going to take a go-ahead field goal to take this one into overtime. Janikowski does more than redeem himself. A 52-yard bomb with perfect placement as the play clock expires. Now 46-46. Each team throws an interception during the first overtime period. So this play is the second overtime period. San Jose State needs to convert this 2-point attempt. And as Emmett Brown scrambles out of the pocket, the ball is stripped by the Cougar defense, and edge Quinn Roth dives on top to seal the deal.
You know, we've been talking about fourth quarter finishing here since I've been here. Like every day of practice, it's red at the last period, and we compete and we put them in these situations. So to see it finally break through is huge for our team.
And after all that madness, the first thing several Cougs did was run over to the Spartans starting quarterback, a guy who was wearing crimson last season. Emmett Brown transferred from Washington State for a chance to be a starting quarterback and showcased his talent with a new school last night, something the Cougs couldn't help but respect.
I'm so proud of Emmett, man. He was a third string here last year, transfers out, takes a chance on himself, earns a scholarship, earns a starting job. Now he's one of the top leading passers in college football, and it is just, I was so happy when I saw him. I haven't seen him in a long time, but I'm so proud of Emmett, man, and I gave him a big hug after the game. Me, him, and Buck were all hugging, and it's just, he played a great game. Every time I saw, he put it right on the money.
And even though Brown and the Spartans made it harder than the Cougars expected, a win is a win. And having 4 very different wins so far this season is only going to benefit Washington State down the line. The final score last night, 54-52. That game just ending right before midnight. And now heading into week 5 with a 4-0 record, the Cougars are back in familiar but daunting territory. Last season, the Cougs won their first 4 games before losing the next 5 and missing out on a bowl game. But they aren't dwelling on the past, only using it as fuel for the future. And a tough Boise State team is in Washington State's future. That game is set for a 7 p.m. kickoff next Saturday. Shifting over to our teams on the road today, Eastern Washington taking on an FBS opponent in Nevada this afternoon. Nearing the end of the third quarter, Nevada's Brendan Lewis with the deep ball to 6-year Jaden Smith. The Wolfpack would leave 35-3. And it wasn't until the fourth quarter when Eastern Washington was able to score their first touchdown. Malik Dotson with the 2-yard rush into the end zone. The Eagles would attempt a 2-point conversion and ultimately fail there. But then this next play, 2 Eastern quarterbacks lined up here. Keikoa Visperis motions to Michael Wortham, gets it off. Wortham looks downfield and launches it to Noah Cronquist. A 42-yard reception and a very well-executed play, but not enough for the Eagles. The final score of that one was 49-16. And through 3 games this season, we know Idaho's defense can hold their own. Now the Vandals are looking for an offensive spark and could finally be finding some consistency with backup quarterback Jack Wagner. The first points on the board went to the Vandals. That was Jordan Dwyer in the end zone. Idaho here with the ball nearing the end of the first quarter. It's a trick play, a double reverse pass behind the defense. Wagner steps back, sends it to redshirt freshman Mark Hamper, who was wide open in the end zone. 44-yard touchdown. Idaho again in the red zone. Wagner hands it off to running back Nate Thomas, who will take it in to put the Vandals up 27-3 before that extra point. But Abilene Christian went on to score 21 unanswered points. Idaho still got it done despite that close finish. The final score of that one, 27-24. Jordan, I know you were getting a little shaky over there at your desk watching
you and I both had to check our pulse this weekend for our teams. It got a little dicey towards the end.
No kidding.
Yeah, how was that for you yesterday? That was crazy.
You know, on a little bit of a small amount of sleep, we could say, to put it lightly. But I think it was all worth it. It was great to be there for that game, and seeing the Cougs 4-0 is going to be something great going into this Boise State game.
That's right. That's going to be a heck of a matchup next week. All right, that's going to do it for us. Matt's coming back with one final look at weather here.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Have you or a loved one been in a piano-related accident? These scales of justice, I here to fight for you.
Avoid slapstick injuries and watch Tune In With Me.
Weekdays on MeTV 4.2.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see all that you are? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you. Kaiser Permanente.
North Idaho Urology, in partnership with Cancer Care Northwest. We specialize in advanced prostate cancer care.
I'm Dr. Aaron Wagner. I'm a radiation oncologist with Cancer Care Northwest. We have quite a few different treatment options for prostate cancer, ranging anywhere from standard radiation and IMRT approaches to SBRT to brachytherapy, a full spectrum of different prostate cancer treatments. We very much try to individualize their treatment plan for them.
Monday on Good Morning Northwest, big changes in Post Falls after a student was hit on his way to school. The new traffic enforcement plan and how it will keep kids safe. Watch our live coverage Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
When you own a home or cabin, there's nothing better than spending time on your deck. And the best place to get your decking materials is from the decking pros at Windsor Plywood.
Windsor Plywood.
Right now, get great end-of-season specials on closeout decking.
All right, folks, so final look at your 7-day forecast before we send you off for your Saturday evening. It's going to feel really nice here in a couple of days. Maybe our last gasp of summer weather before we really start cooling off later on this fall season. So, hey, if, you know, maybe ask the boss for a long lunch break. Get out and enjoy it while we still have it here. All right, let's see something else that's pretty cool. Take a look at this pretty picture. Wow, a spiral galaxy. Now, this is NASA's ESA Hubble Space Telescope. This basically takes 10 images from 6 different observing programs for the photo. They stitch them all together. This galaxy is really, really far away from Earth. 30